everybody, it's me Leilani again. So today I'm going to the Renaissance Festival and I thought I'd take you guys along with me. Alright, let's go!
Alright, my friends, let me hear abundance of good times we'll have. There's one other thing I need to mention. The music is all in good fun. El grillo è buon cantore che tiene longo verso. Dale, bebe, grillo, canta, dale, bebe, grillo, canta. El grillo è buon cantore, ma non fa come gli altri uccelli, come l'ito cantante un poco. Quando è fatto in altro gioco, sempre il grillo sta pulsando. Quando la maggiore è il caldo, allora cantasso per amore, per amore. Quando la maggiore è il caldo, allora cantasso per amore, per amore. El grillo è buon cantore che tiene longo verso. Dale, bebe, grillo, canta, dale, bebe, grillo, canta. El grillo è buon cantore, el grillo è buon cantore. Very well, Captain.
Yes, Your Majesty. Oh, sorry, I missed being yelled at.
Oh, is it Captain, Lieutenant, or just who is in charge?
Yes.
You are, Your Majesty.
I am.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Well, then bring on the next performer for the Queen's Musicale.
Sounds good. Oh, the next performer, Your Majesty, is Blue Bobo.
Oh,
4 O's and 5 O's. What was that?
Hello.
Good day, lords and ladies. My name is Blue Bobo. All you have to do is remember before I fall down completely is that it is 5 B's and 4 O's. Now, I am the village storyteller, and I have been inspired over the years by all kinds of people in order to tell stories of the different types of stories I've told. And this one I'm going to tell you was inspired by even Her Majesty herself. Now, when I say inspired, I say that Her Majesty says, "Oh, Blue Bobo, yes, he knows this story." I do not know that story. I do now. And that particular story I'm going to tell you today is how Elephant got his trunk. So, a long time ago, longer now than it seems, Elephant did not look the way that he does today. He didn't have a long nose. No. He had a short, little pig-like nose. Now, he didn't know any different at the time. All he knew is that to get something to eat, he had to get all the way down on the ground, nibble as much grass as he could. To get something to drink, he had to dunk his entire head underwater just to get a sip. Now, like I said, he didn't know any different at the time. All he knew is that as the summer sun beat down on the savannah, it was time to move further south to find more water. Now, as the herd moved south, they eventually came to a very old, very large watering hole. The entire herd ran forward, immediately dunked their heads underwater, and began drinking furiously. Now, what the herd didn't know is that this watering hole was home to a very old crocodile. This crocodile lived there for ages, and had learned long ago how to slide into the water without even letting the monkeys in the trees know that he was there. Now, once there, just his eyes and his nose peering above, he silently swam over towards the herd, and right as he got close to the big bull, quick as lightning, he went snap down on the elephant's nose and tried to pull him in. Now, of course, the elephant began pulling back and forth. The two raged in a mighty tug of war, until finally poor crocodile could pull no longer, and he let go of Elephant's snout, and it snapped back into his face. Now, once Elephant got back up on those big legs, his nose hurt so bad. It was sore, and it was bleeding, and now the rest of the herd began to tease him because he didn't look like them anymore. He didn't have a short, little, squat pig nose. No, he had a long nose, reached all the way to the ground. Now, once that nose began to heal, he realized that he could use it to to pluck the grass off the ground without having to get down. Now he could reach the tops of the trees where the sweetest of the leaves were. And to get something to drink, all he had to do was dunk that nose underwater and drink his fill. Eventually, the rest of the elephants began to get jealous. They wanted long noses themselves. So one by one, they all went down to the watering hole where they each had their own tug of war with elephants, with crocodile. And from what I understand to this day, this is the story that they tell all their young elephants as they're learning how to use their trunks for the first time. And poor old crocodile is still hungry to this day.
Kashan, everyone. Good afternoon. How are you today? Wonderful. Good. So, I am Yoruba, as obvious by I am not from around here, yeah? So, quite obvious. So, given that it is Bruce Breath's weekend, I feel like I should tell a story that has alcohol in it. So, I will tell the story of how the world was made according to the Yoruba people. So, a long time ago, there was Ori Samala. And Ori Samala was the godhead. And when Ori Samala was in power, everything was in balance. And everyone was happy, except for one person. And that would be Otunda. You see, Otunda did not like Ori Samala. So what he did is he got a big rock, he shoved it off a cliff, it landed on Ori Samala's head, he burst into 1,000,000 pieces. And when he recoalesced, he became the Orisha. The Orisha are our gods. And so, you have Oyo, who is the goddess of transformation and death. You have Shango, who is the god of the dance and fire. And then you have one who has no idea what's going on. His name is Obatala. And Obatala made the mistake that most young children do at some point in their lives. He goes to his father and says, "Dad, I'm bored." So, anybody else ever try that with their parents? They tell their parents they're bored?
Yes.
What happens when you tell your parents you're bored?
Give me what to do.
They give you something to do. So he says, go to your brother, and he will give you all that you need. So the first thing that he needs is a satchel full of seeds. Next, he needs a snail shell full of sand. He needs a white hen, a golden chain, that's as long as he can find, and a black cat, because there's nobody on earth right now. It gets really lonely. So he gathers all of the gold that he can, and he makes a chain as long as he can. And he goes down, and he climbs down for 7 whole days until he reaches the end of his chain, and he's just swinging in the wind for a while. And then he hears from above, "Use the sand!" And so he pours out the sand, and it makes a big land pancake called, I believe you call it Pangea. It's the word that you use. And then he puts down the hen. And the hen is used to like cloud stuff. It's light, it's fluffy, kind of moist. No, he puts it on dry sand, which is coarse and scratchy. It's everywhere. And the hen freaks out and goes, "Ah!" and starts flinging sand this way, flinging sand that way. And that's what makes the continents. Yes, the world is nothing but chicken scratch. And so, he lands on a mountain, he puts down his cat, and he realizes that was a mistake because it's dark, there's no sun yet. And so he calls up to his father and says, "Father, I need some light." And so his father reaches into the void and gathers up all the gases and snaps his fingers and sends it spinning around the world. And it's still spinning to this day. And then it was bright and warm. And it got rid of the haze. And he plants the seeds. And they palm trees with palm juice. And he drinks his palm juice and he eats the eggs from the hen and hangs out with his cat, but his cat feels like being hung out with. And then he realizes that there's no people. And so he's lonely. And so what he would do is he would dig into the mud and he would make people that looked similar to his cousins and his siblings. And he got really into making things for a while and he forgot all about the palm juice. Does anybody remember what happens when you leave palm juice out for too long? Anybody at all?
Stinky.
It ferments, yes, my dear queen. It becomes palm wine. And palm wine does not taste like alcohol, but is definitely alcoholic. And he was just drinking them all day long while making things and making more interesting things. And then he would drunkenly calling up to his father, "Father, breathe life into my creations because you're the only one who can." And his siblings looked at him and was like, "He is not okay." But his father thought, no, he'll have children of his own that he can like protect. So everybody take a deep breath. Ready? He breathes life into all of the creations. Now, how many of you have ever gotten really drunk at night, had a great idea, woke up the next day, and realized that was not a good idea? Exactly. So, he wakes up the next next day and he realizes that he may have made a few errors. And so some people are like, beautiful and nearly perfect like the Queen. Some people who are much more flawed like me. But,
Or the jester.
even worse. But then you have really deformed people. And then there were things. And so the people, he swore off alcohol for the rest of his days so that he could protect them. And he is our patron saint of creation and those who are disabled and deformed. And the weird things, he puts in one of two places. He either put it at the bottom of the ocean or in Australia. And that is how the world was moved.
Well, that's right.
Well done indeed. Oh, Captain or Jester or Lieutenant, whoever it is, bring on the next performance.
Oh, can we do it? Like that. 1, 2, 3. Baron Maxwell! Oh, we did it! All right, sounds good.
Baron Maxwell.
Oh, he's not here.
Baron
Oh, come
Maxwell's
on!
not even here.
We were just trying to see if our minds synced up.
Oh, then Countess Batista's next.
Well, Countess Batista is away on Villains Guild.
Then Princess Sophia is next.
Oh, yes, yes.
The Princess Sophia is at the second joust.
Oh, then Lady Closade is next, Your Majesty.
Lady Closet's not been here for years.
Then I guess, Roisin Ferguson, Your Majesty. How about that?
Well, she is here.
There were two crows sat in a tree. They were as black as they could be. The one unto the other did say, "Oh, where shall we go and dine today? Oh, where shall we go and dine today? Oh, down by the valley in yon green field, a knight lies slain under his shield, and no one knows that he lies there, oh, but his hawk and his hound and Lady Fair, oh, hawk and his Lady Fair, oh. His hounds they lie down at his feet, so well their master they do keep. His hawk does fly so eagerly, oh, there is no foul dare him come near, oh, there is no foul dare him come near, oh. Down there came searching his fair lady, and she was young as she might be. With gentle hand she lifted his head, oh, and kissed his wounds that were so red, oh, kissed his wounds that were so red, oh. She took him to the earthen lake. She took for her no other mate. She buried him before his time, oh, and sings of him even time, oh, sings of him in even time, oh. May God send every gentleman a true and faithful man, to have but one of these so rare, oh, such hawk and hounds and Lady Fair, oh, hawk and hounds and Lady Fair, oh. Your Majesty, I am so blessed to have your accompaniment and then to join me with your angelic voice. This is a day that will truly live in my heart forever.
Me too, Lola.
Well, I thank thee for the compliment. This day my voice is not quite so angelic, but at least mortal.
Oh yes, mortal.
A bit under the weather, but good enough.
That was wonderful.
Thy contribution of music is always a delight, Sir Roderick.
Thank you, Your Majesty.